Hi everyone, welcome back to Katarina's Garage. My name is Katarina Lloyd, and this time, well, I am going to show you how to do an oil change. I need to change the oil in this car, and well, this is a good opportunity to kind of show you guys how. I've been wanting to do this for a while, like just actually show you guys that. Now, a lot of you are going to know how, but there are going to be some people that might come across my channel, and they don't know. Because there are people that watch my channel just for entertainment purposes, and they don't know almost anything about cars. So, yeah. But anyways, so first thing I gotta do is actually get it up on. I have a couple of ramps I'm gonna drive it on. So what I'm gonna do here is actually just start the car and let it run for a bit till it's warmed up. And you want to kind of do this anyway. It's like, not that you have to do this, but it's better if you do, just due to the fact that when you actually get it to be warmed up, it makes the oil flow a little faster. And yeah, now I won't have you guys watch this while it's, warming up, so just give me a minute. Well, I kind of screwed something up here, so can you see what I did wrong? Yeah, the car slid, fell off the ramps, and now I gotta jack out the front of the car so I can get the ramps out. Shit. Okay, so slight change of plans here. I was going to use the ramps, but of course it slipped off the ramp, so now I have it jacked up. I have a jackson underneath, and let's do this before it gets too dark. So, the car's already nicely warmed up. All we've got to do is that, and then the thing is, I've got to, so it's kind of hard to see. Well, actually, you can see it right there. So there's a bolt right there that when I get underneath the car, I will need to do that. So hang on one moment. All right, now I just need to grab. Finally got this in position properly, so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I just need to grab a couple things. I need to grab a wrench for this, which I believe is a 13/16 for this inline 6. It's a big ass bolt, to be honest, but there are smaller. Most of them are much smaller than that, but that's what this car came with. So, all right, let's do this. Hopefully that container isn't, because I have a container to catch the oil underneath. Hopefully it's not too full, because I haven't emptied that in a long time, because I rarely actually ever change my oil here. I usually go up to my buddy's shop in Edmonton to change my oil, so. And I'm just not going to be there the next little while, and I need to change the oil in this car. So, anyways, I'm going to get underneath. If I can actually reach that. Crap, it's actually bigger than 7/8. I thought it was 13/16. Go. Whew. Got oil all over my hands. That's okay though. But yeah, and you can tell just how bad that oil is right now. Look at that. It's not the worst, but definitely not the best. So anyways, I'm gonna let that drain, and then I'll show you guys how to tackle the oil filter, which oddly enough I can do from up top, which is kind of nice. So there we go. So now we're not quite halfway through, but close, to be honest. Because again, it's not very hard to change your oil in your vehicle. So there are some vehicles that it is, but like on something old like this, it's stupid simple. But if you don't know, like where your oil filter is or anything like that, if you happen to have the owner's manual, that will tell you, or you can just do a simple Google search and it will tell you. But because sometimes they're up high, sometimes they're down low, and you know, a lot of the times, you know, sometimes, like, because again, they've gone back to canister style, which they had back about 60, 70 years ago for some canister styles, and then they went to this, you know, then I went to this screw-on style, and it's a little different, and I don't know why they flip-flopped with that, but regardless, yeah, it should be just about done draining. I think it is. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to put the drain plug back in. You don't need to see me do that on camera. And then I'll grab the oil filter. Alright, so now that the oil's all drained, the drain plug is back in. Now all I've got to do, I've got my little oil wrench here. There's plenty of different ones. There's also different sizes too, but this one fits mine. Because use this as an example. So you go over it like this, you tighten it around, and it just loosens it like that. It's pretty simple. And you don't need to get these like super tight, to be honest. When they're on there, like you can just do it hand tight, to be honest. But yeah, so I get it over the filter, if I can. Hang on. There we go. Oh, crap. Before I do this, actually, I forgot. I still need the drain pan down there before I leak all this oil down there. Hang on. There we go. That could have been a really, really bad mistake. But anyways, so now this is, yeah, there we go. Loose enough to do by hand. There we go. Alright, now that filter's out, I just gotta pull the pan back out, and then I'll show you how to prep an oil filter. Alright, so first things first is, when you're doing this, you get your new filter, which oddly enough, these inline sixes actually use the same filter as a 5-liter V8. I'm using a Napa Gold 1515 filter on this. And basically, you want to lube up the seal. Reason being is that if you don't do that, this seal can actually stay stuck to your motor, and if you're not paying attention, when you take the other one out, and I did actually, I forgot to tell you about that, it can actually double stack, and you can get a massive oil leak, and then essentially just seize your motor. But, so basically, all you gotta do, get a little bit of oil on your fingers. That's a little too much, actually, but that's okay. It's fine. And just do this for the filter, right? Now, once you've done that, it depends on your style of oil. Like, depends on if your filter is mounted like this, or if it's mounted up and down. So if it's mounted, you know, where the filling side is up, you can actually fill this with oil. It actually helps out a bit. Right about there. As there's oil all over my hands, and that's okay. Shoot. That just went everywhere, and that was bad. But now, let's see if I can get this back in there without any problems. So, as my hand, like I said, is covered in oil, once I get it threaded on there a little bit, I will have to clean my hands and stuff. Come on. Trying to do this in the dark is kind of a pain in the butt. Actually, no, hang on. I'm just gonna go clean my hands and grab some paper towels and clean the filter. Give me one moment. Messy, messy, messy. Okay, so because the filter is just covered in oil, I just have to wrap it with the paper towel and then put it on. Because again, my own fault, just me being dumb. But just make sure that you have it all lined up properly, because if you have it not, you can have major issues and it can actually cause a leak. So, come on. I should only screw in one way unless if you cross-thread it, which, you know, it's kind of hard to cross-thread these, but you can. Okay, right there. Right there. You're doing this all by sort of feel, because I can't really see in there too well, just because, again, it's dark out. If I was turned the other way, I'd have better light, but... Oh, come on. God, this thing being covered in oil just makes it such a pain in the ass, and paper towel is only doing so much to clean it up. This is why I hate changing my oil here. I've done it, yes. And, you know, normally I'm better than this, but unfortunately, sometimes this happens. And now this is the one thing, is when you are doing this, because like when I do this, I show all of my fails, right? It's very rare that you don't see one of my little mess ups here on the channel. And the reason why I do that is to show you that, hey, nobody's perfect and that anybody can do this. Because, yeah, I made a mess, and, you know, but that's one of these things when you can't stand up underneath your car to do this. Sometimes you just make a giant mess. But sometimes you make a mess anyways. Come on, come on. Screw on there. There we go. It's finally starting on. Now, and because it's all covered in oil, what I'm going to have to do, because normally you can just do it by hand, but because my hand is slipping, I'm going to have to just tighten it ever so slightly with the oil filter wrench. But, because contrary to what some people might actually do, you don't have to have this, like, god-awful tight. Just enough for it to feel like it's hand tight. Which, yeah, that's about there. To be honest, okay. Now that's done. I've got to fill it up with some oil, which I need to find my funnel. Well, this is not the filter I wanted, but it'll do. As I hit my tripod, apologies. Yeah, so, and you want to make sure that any dirt and debris, whenever you try and get as clean as possible, because you don't want that in your engine, right? But very simple. Mine I have 2 fill points, so I can just go to the front one, it's just easier. And it fits better in that anyways, compared to the back. But, so all I've got to do, take my oil, and now it's gonna take pretty close to this entire truck. Not quite, but I'll go for a little while, and we'll see. To be honest, it's just sort of delicate. You don't want to spill anything, right? Let that catch up. There we go. Because, yeah, that's one thing with your vehicle. You do want to check to see how much oil it actually takes and what kind of oil it takes. Now, this car technically would take, from the factory, 5W30, but because it's an older motor, it doesn't have a lot of mileage, but I actually put slightly heavier oil in it and 10W30, and you can do that with some engines. Older engines especially you can. Newer motors, it's a little tougher to do, just because some of these engines have like 0 weight oil, and that's bizarre to me. I don't understand how that works. But, okay. We're about halfway down the bottle, give or take. Just let that go in a bit, and you check your oil level, right? Which my thing is back here. It's not even registering yet. So, which that's the one thing, your dipstick typically will only measure, if it's down like a liter or so on the actual dipstick itself, at least on the stock dipstick. If you have an aftermarket dipstick, then it might actually go more so than that. But yeah, so it's not even showing yet, so like I said, just gotta keep going. Like I said, it's not hard. It's just a little annoying, to be honest. When you're outside, when you're in just like gravel and stuff like that, you know, it's something that I do not like to do. But I did it just for y'all. Plus, I needed the oil change, and I wanted to save money instead of farming out to the shop. Because this car has only ever had oil changes that weren't done by me or by my buddy Keith a handful of times, to be honest. And because like I used to have a deal where I would go to a friend of mine's shop here in town. Unfortunately, he doesn't own that shop anymore. He's now working on a shop that me and the owner don't see eye to eye on things. He lied to me about something and with my out of province and kind of pissed me off, and he told me not to bring my car back there again then, which is okay, fine, I don't want to. But regardless, he's a great mechanic and everything, and if I brought him oil and a filter, he would change my oil for like 20 bucks. It's quite nice, to be honest. Just trying to wipe down some of this oil that's on the side of my car. Like, one thing is, the oil is not going to hurt anything. Actually, it'll actually prevent rust. That's the beauty of if you have an oil leak. Okay, let's check that, actually, because that's starting to show. So that's the one thing when you're checking, because it's starting to get on there, but I don't know what the level actually is at yet. Come on. Get in there. There we go. I can put a little more oil in there, actually. Just a little bit more. And then once I started, actually, because I didn't get that filter all the way full, so I will have to start it and then run it for a bit and check the oil level again. And yeah, because I only got the filter about halfway full, actually. I was struggling with filling it, as you saw. So, but it'll take a majority of this 5-liter bottle, because I'm down to about 1 liter now, so. Okay, that should be about good. Okay, so now, put that back. And you let it all settle for about a minute or two. And then, once it's settled, you start the car and you listen to how it sounds, and then you run it for a couple of minutes, and then you check the oil level again. So, let me just do that right meow. Coincidentally, if you're wondering, hey, why isn't there been any content? It's just because I haven't really had anything to make content on. Like, yeah, I could work on the Capri. I haven't figured out this Mustang issue yet, because actually, I found out that my vacuum issue, or like what I thought was a vacuum issue, wasn't actually a vacuum issue. So anyways, this thing should just start right up. There we go. Come on, oil pressure. Come up, come up. See, that's one thing, when you run it, you want to look at, if you have an oil gauge, look at it. And the car's just a little cold, that's why it's kind of doing that. Okay, it's showing oil pressure, so that's good. And it's just slowly building. There we go, it's halfway up the gauge, so that's perfect. That's where you want it. Excellent. And you can listen, and you don't hear anything bad, so that's good. That's really good. It means I didn't screw anything up. Yay! So yeah, I'm just gonna let it warm up all the way, and then yeah, we can begin. So yeah, anyways, like, so this car has had issues with stumbling, and being low on power. And I thought that maybe it was my EGR block-off plate, but actually no, I tested it, it wasn't that. So it's like, back to square one again. So, could the motor be hurt? I don't think so, because it just runs so smooth once it's actually warmed up, because right now it's not. Like it was earlier, but that was, you know, over about an hour ago. So I started this when it was light outside. It's not dark. But yeah, no. So that's kind of where I'm at with this thing, and because I thought that, you know, I know with the cold starts and stuff like that, oddly enough, that can actually be caused by the oil. So I wanted to change the oil, not only for that, but it needed to be done, but as well, maybe that actually brings my power back. So we shall see, because I know it did need to be done, and it was a little low too, when I checked it the other day. And that's the one thing, because this thing does leak oil, and I just hadn't had the chance to top it up yet, but it's kind of nice, because now I have a little bit of extra oil for when I need to top it up I can, because what happens is, because I don't have like an oil catch can, is that my valve cover, you know, is designed like it has, you know, the rear fill and then the PCV up front. And the thing is, with having both of those out of the back of the valve cover, actually what will happen is if I give it full throttle, it actually pushes oil out of the back of the breather at the back. So what I want to do is actually put an oil catch can on this thing with dual PCVs as kind of a redundance for the check valves and them, and run it that way. So that's gonna be one of the things to come in the future, to be honest. And what's nice about that is that any oil that goes in the catch can, I can just put straight back into the motor. It's pretty convenient, especially if I put a filter in there too. I might, because some catch cans actually have filters. Not very many, but some of them do. But yeah. Anyways, that's all good, right? So now we go back to the front. And then we just pull the dipstick. Now, you don't check it, you first wipe it, and then you put the dipstick back in. If I can find the damn hole. And yes, that sounds really bad, I know. And after this, I'm gonna jump in the tub because I am just all grody now. Oh, okay. I need about 1 liter of oil, actually. So, okay. So that is the beauty of this. And the reason why you don't actually want to check the oil while it's running is because, so when it's running, actually, it's pushing the oil a little higher because, you know, the oil pump's running, right? So as a result of that, it gives you an inaccurate reading. So that's why you got to shut it off, wipe it down, and then check it. So, like I said, it should take a majority of this jug, to be honest. Because it's right around 5 liter capacity in these. Just like a 302, which actually, I had an argument with a guy. It was kind of funny the other night. This guy was absolutely clueless. So, I was live on TikTok. And the thing is, I had about a 2-hour sort of argument with this guy because he did not know his facts. Like, he claimed that his 88 Cougar XR7 had a 5 liter out of an Interceptor Taurus when the Taurus never came with a 5 liter. The only V8 the Taurus ever got was a 3.4 liter in the SHO in 1996. 96 or 98, I can't remember. I was researching it because I couldn't remember all of my facts, and I said it was it had a 4 liter, and actually no, I was mistaking that with the Northstar / Aurora V8. But or at least it was in the Oldsmobile Aurora. It's based off the Northstar, anyways. So, all right, well now let's see. So, actually, I don't need to run it anymore, so I can just pull the dipstick. Oh, it still needs a little tiny bit more. We might actually take the full jug, which I'm okay with if it does. It would be nice to have extra oil lying around, but that's fine. I can always get just bits of oil from other places. Like, you know, go to the gas station, get like a quart of oil every now and then if I need to. It's not the end of the world. I prefer to get those big jugs because, like, that big jug only cost me $30, so. Which, oddly enough, delivering a part to a friend of mine in Olds, like, he was coming through, and basically he paid me $30 for a delivery fee to get it to him to Olds instead of coming here to Sundry. So he was just coming through, and he's actually from Spruce Grove, I think it is. I've been out to his compound once. Good guy overall. We haven't actually spoken in a while, and you know, we don't rarely ever see each other. Me and him have only met each other like once. So, all right, that should be good, hopefully. And like I said, it takes a while to do this sometimes. Like I said, it should take the full jug, but you know, if there was any potential residual in there, it won't take the full jug. I'm pretty sure I got it all out, but again, when it's dark and when you're underneath the car and you don't have much light, you just don't know for sure. Yeah, no, let's see. Yeah, okay, we're good. That's good. So, yeah, there we go. So, that is how to do an oil change. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope it was insightful for some of you, because I do understand that a lot of you are not gonna, like, you don't need this video, but there are some that will. So that is one of those things that I always try and cater to the new fans, the old fans, and even to the people who are just, you know, new to the hobby, old to the hobby, or they just watch me for entertainment and to see how much of a mess I made and everything, how dirty I am. To be honest, like I said, I need to clean myself up. But it was, you know, it's insightful and basically makes me not want to do this ever again in this driveway. At least not in the winter. If it was the summertime, this would have been much easier. Only because I could have driven it up on the ramp, so I would have had more room underneath. But with winter, the problem is that my car just was not liking to get up the ramps properly. So, because it wasn't fully warmed up yet, it was close, but if I let it run for another 5 minutes, it would have been okay. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you so much. If you're interested, yeah, like, follow my TikTok, because actually I'm live a lot on TikTok, more so than here on, well, YouTube. And, yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.